first encounter with Mossdale was in 1953 for 3 cables that were trapped by floodwater. The second event was in 1960 for 2 cables who were lost in the system. This then sort of sent alarm bells ringing in the team, thinking that if anything happens again, it could be very serious. And it certainly was in 1967 when initially 5 cables, then the 6th cable was trapped by floodwater. Because of what they decided to do, as soon as this call came in, they contacted the other neighbouring teams, Leeds University Caving Club and the fire brigade to bring their pumps up. So it was a full-on straight away. It did have an effect on my dad, Chris Baker and Des Birch. Des was the underground leader, and knocking on from that effect, the worry and all the stress for 5 days had its toll. The knock-on effect from that was that Wharfedale Rescue Association went bankrupt, couldn't pay the bills, and eventually the West Riding Police bailed us out. There were also other problems of litigation that threatened my dad. So my dad became ill with ulcers, and eventually he retired from the team in 1974. Then he came to Mossdale and offered his service to Dad. He was a trained civil engineer, so he was asked to build the 2nd and 3rd dams to divert the water down the canal. Soon after, he talked to Dad and explained he knew all the cave systems in Upper Wharfedale, surrounding area, the sinks, the resurgence, and so he was asked to join the team very quickly. Also after Mossdale, the local Tahar cavers volunteered themselves to come and join the team, and there's 1 or 2 still in the team now. We've been in the team 60 years. I see a lot of changes, especially on the comms side, where we had on underground things of like field telephones and wire, then the mole phone, then the hay phone, and now the cave link. It's all modernised digital systems which have improved the communications and speeded up the communications. On the surface side, we went from ex-army radios, which were always failing, that came out of tanks and other such things, down to transistor radios on one frequency. Eventually we got sorted that out and got onto better equipment, which was more reliable. And now we've got digital radios, and also we've now got a system of repeaters in the valley. The next thing is vehicles. In 1970 we got a right old Land Rover, kitted out best we could. Now we moved on to 4 vehicles, all kitted out and modern. The next thing I had to do was to accommodate these vehicles and the new expanded equipment at the same time. So we went from a police cell to an old railway carriage to a disused signal box to a purpose-built building that was the first one in the country at that time in 1976. Since then, we expanded it 3 times, last one in 2016. Well, we always support the fire brigade, the police and the ambulance service, but sometimes you're thinking that there's a tick in a box in the control centre. So we tend to, the controller inquires further, more information, sort of clarify what the situation really is. Regarding the Carlisle and York floods, it was certainly a genuine request, and I'm pleased they went there. And the guys were fully trained, supported technicians with all their equipment, so it's fully supported to the request that they wanted. There's an annual programme of training put out at the beginning of the year for the specialist equipment, for the cascare, for the helicopter, for other technical skills, and it has to be a 3-year programme for retraining to fit in with the policies of the team. The members put a lot of time in, probably more time than they do rescues, so they can be qualified to do the things they need to do. There are specialist skills, which other members tend to do that as a specialist in their own right, and they are incorporated into the team as well. The cost of running an association before going to call out is £55,000 a year. This covers the insurance, maintenance of the vehicles, equipment, and also of the building. We're very grateful for the local area of people in the Dale and outside the Dale to give us donations. That keeps the association going. Association has now changed its corporate structure. We have comprehensive insurance for the members and the trustees, but also they're trained to a very high standard to satisfy the insurance litigation requirements. But Dad was very keen to improve the team, and he was really pleased that the volunteers were very dedicated to do things for the cause. From my own personal point of view, I enjoyed being in the team. I enjoyed meeting different people. It took me to places where I never thought to go. I just enjoyed for the last 60 years.